Hello, this is another example. This example is exercise 4. Let's read the question first. A drug manufacturer claims a given type of medicine contains 2.5 milligrams of a certain active ingredient per capsule. An independent laboratory takes a random sample of 20 of these capsules and measures, capsules and measures the amount of active ingredient in each in order to determine if the true mean amount of the active ingredient is actually less than 2.5. So if you summarize it, we have a drug manufacturer and there's a type of medicine. This medicine contains 2.5 milligrams of certain active ingredient per capsule. An independent laboratory takes a random sample of 20 of these capsules and they start measuring the amount of the active ingredient in each capsule, and they want to determine the true mean amount of the active ingredient is actually less than 2.5 or not. So the question says, using the proper statistical notation, write down the null and alternative hypotheses. So we are interested, so our null hypothesis is going to be the mean being equal to 2.5 and the alternative hypothesis being mean equals to less than 2.5, because that's the one that we want to test. So we are going to write it as follows. Next, what does the parameter of interest mu represent in words? Okay, select the best answer. The first one, so the parameter of interest mean represent in words the true mean amount of the ingredient in all capsules of this type, the true mean amount of the ingredient in 20 capsules of the laboratory sample, the difference between the true mean amount of the ingredient in the population of all capsules and the sample mean amount of the ingredient in 20 capsules in our sample, the true proportion of all capsules of this type that contains less than 2.5 milligrams of the ingredient, the amount of the ingredient in a randomly selected capsule of this type. In this case, the answer is going to be really the true mean amount of the ingredient in all capsules of this type. Then, next question is, using Minitab, determine the mean and standard deviation of the sample data provided. The data is in the Minitab column, active ingredient. So we have more than one data here. C1 column is the one that we are interested in, C3, C4, and the rest is for other problems. Okay, so since the question says the mean and the standard deviation, so we need to go to descriptive statistics. Okay. So if you go to Stat button here, go to Basic Statistics, it says Display Descriptive Statistics. Okay, so we are going to click on that. And on the left hand side, it shows the data sets. Our data set is active ingredients, so we select that and we select here. And the variables that we want to see is about active ingredient. It shows up here. Okay. And then statistics, if you click on statistics, it's going to say what type of information we want to see. In the question it says the mean and the standard deviation, but we can get more information here. So minimum, maximum, first quartile, median, third quartile, this is checked. And non-missing or and missing means in the data set sometimes some data are missing, so this is going to give you the number of missing or non-missing data amounts. Okay, so we can keep them as here. Okay, range is also going to give you the difference between the maximum and minimum. We can put it in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to just click OK. We can see more information, that's fine. If you want to see graphs, so if you check, it's going to give us the graphs as well. So histogram of data with normal curve, individual value plot, box plot of the data. We click OK that too. So we want to see more. Okay, even if it's not asked here. So it's gonna come up all these box plot here. I'm gonna just erase it. I'm gonna click OK. So this is individual value plot of active ingredient. So it shows the frequency. So around this 2 and 2.5 we have more data elements here. I'm gonna click that too. So you can see the histogram with normal curve in here. So it's like almost normal, right? The distribution. And you can see the mean and standard deviation here too. That's the question. So you can also get it from the definitions. See, n is 20 here, number of data set. The y-axis is the frequency of the frequency of the data elements, and this is the active ingredient amount. I'm gonna say no. So this is without the normal curve. So you can see that this could fit in the normal curve. So I'm gonna no. So you don't need the graphs, but this descriptive statistics is gonna give you what you really want. So our variable is the active ingredient data set, and number of non-zero or missing. There's no missing actually data in here. So n is 20 and star is 0. The mean of the sample is 2.004. Standard error mean is this. My standard deviation is 0.787. The minimum value for this data set is 0.610. There's this first quartile, third quartile, median, maximum value, and there's also the range here too. Okay, that's all we want here, and we get that. Okay, so you see the values are matching as is in the answer. So then assume that the amount of, this is the question for D, assume that the amount of the ingredient in capsules is normal distributed. Also we see it in the graph. So assume that the laboratory is told that the population standard deviation is 0.8 milligram. By hand calculate the z-statistic and p-value for the hypothesis test in part A based on the sample data provided. So you know how to compute this by hand. So z is x bar minus right 2.5 mu 0 over standard deviation over square root of n, which is 20. So this is approximately negative 2.777, and the p-value can be calculated as 0.003. Okay, part E, verify the z-statistic and the p-value using Minitab. From the one sample z dialog box, click options to select the appropriate alternative hypothesis. Okay, so we are going to do that. So we are going to go to stats again, basic statistics, and since this is normally distributed, we are going to choose one sample z. Okay, one or more samples each in a column. It says one sample in the first column. So active ingredient is what we want. So we click select. Non-standard deviation, I think it was 0.8. It was, I guess, yeah, 0.8 standard deviation sigma. So we want to perform the hypothesis test. Hypothesized mean is 2.5. It was, and then we go to options. Confidence level alpha is 0.05. So confidence level is 95%. Alternative hypothesis is mean. In this case, which one we are going to choose is the first one, because we are interested in mean being less than 2.5. We click OK. And the graphs, if you're interested, we can histogram individual value plot, box plot if you want. You don't have to, but we click on that to see it. Okay, again we got the box plot we had before. I'm going to just erase that. And we have seen this before, as you know. And histogram, we have seen it before, so I'm going to just erase that as well. One sample Z results are in here. Okay, and it's 20, mean is 2004, standard deviation 0787. This is the same, and 95% upper bound for mu is 2298. Okay, mu is the mean of active ingredient. It says no standard deviation 0.8, so it summarizes all the information right here. And then we go down. This is our hypothesis test, and Z value is the one that's found by hand, and the p-value is given to be 0.003. So alpha is 0.005. 0.005 is bigger than p-value, so we are going to reject null hypothesis. Actually, for any alpha bigger than, this p-value is small. Okay, are there any other questions? Let's see. That's it. Okay, that's all we have to say about this problem.